Hello. Hi. How's everybody doing today? Well, hey, Ed. What's up? Nice to see you. Everybody doing well? Um, yeah. Welcome to the live stream. It's Thursday, September 18th. Let me just make sure that everything's technically going well. Yeah, things seem to be working. Anyway, yeah, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Right, right. Nice. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's great. So happy to hear that you got your trip coming up. It's going to be, I know, I just have a feeling it's going to be great. Excited for you. I'm very excited for you. Yeah, well, I was just, this morning, I was just working on some other posts for to promote the project. Posted something on Instagram earlier. Just a little, summary video kind of thing of what's happening. And then what else did I do? I did a TikTok video as well. Just edited down a version of the long form video that I posted on Tuesday. Mr. Abnorm, what's up? Thanks for coming out. Yeah. So yeah, things are going well. Things are going well. Abnorm, how are the ducks today? Hope they're doing well. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hope those ducks are doing well today. Um, yeah. So, um, today, the Patreon is up. The Patreon's up. It's, good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, at least I'm doing good. I know Ed's getting ready for a big trip, which is great. Yeah, the Patreon's ready to go. There's a link in the description of the video that I posted um, on, I guess, Wednesday. So that's ready to go. Getting pumped for that. I think it's going to make it really easy to stay in touch with each other, and so everybody's able to talk about the same topics together. You know, um, and as I said, like in the video, there, if you know, it's all free, so it's not like there's uh, you know, a financial barrier or anything. So England and Spain too. Wow, that's great. That's great. Yeah, Abnorm. It's really simple. All you got, it's just you sign up for Patreon, you follow Making My Gear, and that's it. You're good to go. Um, yeah, there's no payment or anything like that. Um, yeah, there are membership options, but it's not. There's no. You know, it's yeah. To access all the information to build the samplers and stuff, nothing. Yep, there's a link in the description of the video I posted on Wednesday, launching the build. I can put it in the description of this video too. I'll throw it in there, and yeah, just let me know. There's been a couple people who've signed up already. I think Brian signed up already. An individual by the name of Honk Honk um, signed up, and another guy named George signed up, which is really cool. Um, Oh, there he is, George. Hey, I just saw. Yeah, I saw that you subscribed on Patreon. That's awesome. I was just talking about you. That's great. I really appreciate you offering your support. Um, yeah, I really do. It's great. Um, that's awesome. Miami base guy. Cool. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, welcome aboard, George. Happy to have you. Really happy to have you. Um, And yeah, Yeah, no, hey, Ed, no worries. Like this is all about, this whole thing is about building a community of people who want to build the SP-1200, right? And people who just want to make gear and have a good time. And, yeah, the more the merrier. And like Abnorm has just said, and, you know, um, like I said, there's been people who have mentioned they wanted to support some of my projects that I'm doing financially, but there's absolutely zero pressure to do so. I'm doing okay, just yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Awesome. That's awesome, George. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It is all about having fun and yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the hey, Brian. Brian, thanks for coming. Glad to have you. Yeah, I hope we can do the album too. I think that would be really, really cool. I think that would be a really nice cap to the project. That's the hope anyway. I mean, it's a big lofty goal for sure. Um, Especially when we're kind of, building this sampler as we go. It's a pretty lofty goal, but you know, I know that um yeah, I had to yeah, I forget what I was saying, but yeah, I'm just watching the chat at the same time. I've lowered the latency on the chat, so I'm hoping that I'm getting all the communication more in kind of real time so that we can actually talk to each other. But yeah, so uh I guess like if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I think everybody here for the most part doesn't really have any of those sort of like preliminary questions. I think it's all pretty, I think I made it pretty clear in the video in terms of what we're going to try to do with this project. And, yeah, I did have an individual, like, I think I was mentioning before that person named Honk Honk on Patreon asked a question about, like the tools and stuff that they're going to need to build the SP or the S3 1200. Um, and I'm going to cover that in the next video. I think the next video is going to be more, again, sort of more of a introduction video. We're going to kind of talk about the specs of the SP-1200. Um, so, the specs that we've kind of been talking about for the past couple weeks in these live streams and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's going to cover some of that. And the way, or not really the way, but those things that we need to accomplish to kind of get that essence of the SP-1200, of the original SP-1200. And then I'm going to go over kind of like the basic tools and stuff that I think would be really useful um, in building this project with us. Um, and as I said in the video, I'm going to try my best to make it in a way that that a lot of people of different skill levels can participate in the project. I think that'll be a challenging part of it, but I think as long as I take my time and kind of do the video footage as best as I can, I think it should be doable for a lot of people. Um, it's a lofty goal to have like a full on beginner tackle the project, but I feel like if we do have a big enough community of people like Brian and Abnorm and George and Ed who already have sort of this like experience, right? We're going to be able to together we're going to be able to kind of like help people to build the sampler. So, anyways, yeah. Uh, in terms of stuff that I wanted to do today, uh, I don't want to get too heavy in on the stuff that we were covering last week, just because, for one, I haven't really had a ton of time to kind of go over some suggestions. George says, one of the cool things of the original SP-1200 was some artifacts from the sampling rate noise that was unique to it. Of course, sampling rate of today's DSPs sound clearer, but we might want to keep some of that old-fashioned sound. Absolutely, George. Yes. Um, that's something that we've talked about. The other people in this chat are people who are who people who have been following me and kind of like this idea of the project for a while. And that's something that we've kind of talked about in the past couple weeks of sort of being able to accomplish that kind of like grit and that grit of the original SP-1200. Um, so we are looking at options for digital to analog converters that are capable of the 26.04 kilohertz sample rate that is the SP-1200, and also 12-bit audio and sorry, 12-bit bit depth. So that's something that we are working on. Um, and it is on the radar because we do want to keep that, as you pointed out, like the grit and character of the sound. Uh, so we're looking at that, and we're also looking at the obviously the signal path going into the analog to digital converter as well. So we're not, so as I sort of mentioned in the video, we're not going to be using the original parts that were used in the SP-1200. We are going to be looking for sort of like modern equivalents for it. Um, and just sort of like a more modern take on it that everybody can build, right? So, and Abnorm says the Zoom sample track has that. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Good to know. I should take a look and see what they use for their digital to audio converter and their analog to digital converter, right? I keep saying digital to audio. It's digital to analog. Oy. Anyway, so yeah, those are all things that are on the radar and of sort of the design of it as we go. And it is going to be something that we're doing as we go, where we're going to have sort of like I guess I'll give you a little preview, George, of sort of like how we're going to accomplish the project. I will go into more detail um, in the next video that I'll probably post either probably midweek next week as well, sort of just talking about the specs and how we're going to accomplish this. But what we're going to do is we're going to tackle each section sort of like in sort of like a modular way, right? So, for example, the first thing that we're going to do is really tackle a power supply for this entire project, right? We need a nice, clean power supply that's going to be able to power all this stuff that we need uh, to make the sampler happen, right? So um, the basic plan is we're going to um, uh, go over sort of like a schematic of the basic power supply. Then we're going to breadboard the power supply, and we'll talk about how to take measurements for the people who don't know how to take the measurements in order to verify that you have the correct voltage, things like that. And and then we'll go from breadboard. We'll go from schematic to breadboard to a PCB that is going to have headers or connections to make connections with other similar modules that'll have, for example, the microcontroller and the digital to audio converter, or the other components that might be a part of a microcontroller module, or the fader module that we'll build, things like that. So it's going to be kind of like um, these sort of like taking on these little chunks at a time, and they'll all kind of come together in a enclosure that will uh, be like a sampler, be like the S3-1200 when we're all said and done. So yeah, so it's going to be a process for sure. It's going to be a it's going to be a process that's going to unravel over a certain number of weeks, um, and yeah, I think it's going to be really good. We are gonna do some sort of modernization to the SP-1200. There's a lot of button um, navigation that we're going to kind of whittle that down to a more modern interface, right? That's something that we're looking at. I can show you one of the modules that we've been talking about using, which is a little OLED screen and a rotary encoder and some buttons on it. So it's sort of like we're going to take all that kind of like button interface stuff and whittle it down to a more modern kind of approach to it, right? So these are all things that we've been kind of talking about. And hopefully these live streams will kind of be the precursor to um, that kind of stuff, right? Before those videos come out and before we really tackle that stuff, we'll have these live streams to kind of go over these little kind of like changes and stuff and make sure that, you know, everybody's on the same page of what's happening. And then it'll kind of unfold into a video kind of tutorial style where we can build this stuff together. So yeah, yeah, easy, lemon squeezy. Correct. Correct. That's awesome. Cool. Cool. I'm really happy that people seem to be receptive to the project. So it's really cool. Really cool. Um, anyway, um, so yeah, if there's any other questions that anybody has, you know, feel free to ask. Let me just take a look and see how many people are here. There's 5 people, so you know, feel free if there's anybody who's has any questions. If you're a little shy to ask them, feel free to drop me a message on Instagram or TikTok, and I'll do my best to kind of answer. I understand everybody, isn't comfortable kind of like in these sort of, asking questions, especially if you're more new to electronics and stuff like that. You might not be comfortable asking questions in front of people. So the multiplexing, yeah. Well, I sent my code to Brian um, last week, and he made some really good suggestions for me to kind of look over my code. So I'm going to be tackling that this weekend. I haven't really had I haven't had a chance to really dive into some of the suggestions he made, but he made some fantastic suggestions and things for me to look at to try to get that multiplexing to work. If not, I'm game to kind of go looking for digital to audio, I keep saying digital to audio converter, digital to analog, a DAC. It's a DAC. I'm game for looking into a DAC that will just accommodate 8 channels for us. Um, so that's something that I'm also kind of toying around with too. So I think as long as we recreate sort of the signal path out of the DAC, no matter what we choose, I think we should be in the ballpark for the character of the SP-1200. And it's really about the character coming into it as well, right? So that's something that we really have to go over. But, we've got a lot of time to kind of to to um, to look that over. George is asking, where's everybody from? Miami, Florida. Lovely. Yeah, I'm in Ontario, Canada. That's where I'm from. I'm just outside of Toronto. So yeah, that's where I'm from. And yeah, yeah, yeah. Bam. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So cool. Yeah, yeah. Um. Anyway, one thing we could take a look at. Central Florida. Nice. Cool. I used to, when I was a kid, my grandfather had a place in Fort Lauderdale. Used to go every March. Used to head down to Fort Lauderdale for March break here in Canada. Very memorable trips. We used to go like every year. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fort Lauderdale was always fun. Always fun place. Always had a blast. But I guess while we're all here, we can probably just take a look at DigiKey and just see what the. I'll take a look and see what the uh, what our options are for a DAC that maybe has 8 outputs on it. We'd like something that's, we don't want to take up too much I/O if possible, right? On our sampler. So I'm just going to back myself out. 20 miles north of Manchester. Manchester. Nice. Lovely. Cool. So, just going to do a little search here for digital to analog converters, and we'll just take a look and see if there's anything, kind of kicking around while we're all here. Just in case I can't get the code working for the R2R DAC. Um, but again, Brian, thank you for those suggestions to the code. I'm definitely going to fiddle around with that this weekend. Um, yeah, I'm definitely going to fiddle around with it this weekend. And hopefully, I would love to be able to do this time division multiplexing, but you know. And I was thinking there. Brian made a suggestion or pointed out that I think I might have been really reducing the sample rate of the samples going through the kind of DIY DAC that we built last week. Um, so I really have to look at that because that might have been why it was so distorted. Uh, so we'll take a look at that. So I guess we'll look at the number. We want the number of converters to be 8. Let's see what the options are if we just choose 8. And then we want it to be at least 12-bit, right? So let's go 12, 16, and maybe 12 as well. And then let's see what else we have here. So we got some data, different interfaces here. I think we'll leave that because either would be, anything right now would be good. Reference type, blah, blah, blah. Voltage type, we'll worry about that later because it's not really that important. And then, yeah. See, this is the issue, right? Is that if we're looking at surface mount stuff, that's kind of a drag because then we have to make like some sort of, you know, uh, adapter board so that we're able to use it on a breadboard. So we're able to breadboard it, right? To test it before we build the PCB. But let's just take a look and see what there is. Let's go in stock now. 157 options. So let's look and see. I'm trying to pick things that have a lot of stock, right? So that's something that will, you know, that we can talk about too. Why is it? Um, okay, so we're not doing that package. This is like a really hard to solder package, right? You need like a um, what do you call it? Um, like solder paste and stuff and an oven. So we're going to avoid that. Surface mount stuff, we can definitely do it. Thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you. Stencil and reflow. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Um, Yeah, so something like this, I mean, it wouldn't be ideal for like a beginner. Um, but you know, there might be another package available, and this one's saying there's only 53 in stock, but then there's like a marketplace with like 6,000 of them. So I'll have to take a look at the data sheet. Let's just see what it says. Okay. Let's see here. So two wire I2C compatible. So that's cool. The devices are mono, so it's a so you can do they have different models of this, which are 8-bit, 10-bit, and 12-bit. Lower voltage, low power, sorry. Right. Okay, devices are monolithic, provide good linearity, and minimize undesired code-to-code transient voltages glitch. So that's good. Clock rates up to 3.4 megahertz. Yeah, that's something that we'll have to verify. That'll be good for our audio rate stuff. It should be, but it's always good to have extra headroom, right? I haven't. That's a really, you know what, Abnorm, that's a really good suggestion. Um, yeah, I should look into that. I should definitely look into that. Uh, yeah, I'm curious what they use too, actually. I wonder if there's any information on that. Let's just take, actually, you know what, maybe let's take a look at that. Brian's saying the PCM 1681. Let's take a look. Was this the one that you were having problems finding a development module for, like the little modules? Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one looks pretty cool, eh? This one could be. So we got sampling rate up to 192 kilohertz. Pretty low power too, which is nice, especially when we're using it with the ESP32, right? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Abnorm. You're totally right. Let's do a quick search off the side while that data sheet's. Um, they have a DSP card. S12 2400, is that right? Is that what they call it? Okay. Well, it looks like there's something under here. I wonder what's under that heat sink. The Isla, is that how you say it? Isla? Instruments S2400, blah 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 blah. Uh, Upgrade from classic to cutting edge. DSP specs that go beyond, unlike the stock STM32H7 microcontroller, which was perfect for the S2400's core workflow but couldn't handle real-time DSP processing. This DSP card is built for pure audio performance. So it's interesting they use that microcontroller. So is this a, oh no, it's official. It's an official card. I thought it was maybe an unofficial thing. Um, oh, look at this. Custom in-house developed real-time audio Linux operating system. That's interesting. So that tells me that they're probably used that in this DSP card is that they're probably using some sort of Raspberry Pi variant. Right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Interesting. And that's how they get so much flexibility out of the yeah, that's how they get so much flexibility out of the audio output, right? Hmm. I have to think about that. I'll have to think about this. I wonder if there's like a I doubt there's like a data sheet that goes along with this. Oh, here's some guy's video. Maybe I'll watch this later. I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything, but maybe I'll watch this later and see if they go over any sort of the technical specifications in this. Because that's something to consider for sure. It's just will require a lot more development side, require a lot more development on the coding side. Let's take a look at the data sheet that Brian suggested here. Um, oh, this is interesting, eh? So this is the PCM 1681 24-bit 192 kilohertz sampling, enhanced multi-level delta sigma. I'm not sure what that means. And then 8-channel audio. Yeah, it is. It is cheap. 8-channel audio digital to analog converter. So it's got a whole bunch of specs here that, I don't know how important that is for us right now. Um, the signal to noise ratio stuff is probably, you know, um, let's just take a look at the block diagram here. How do they changed everything on me. I upgraded to, what do you call it? Tahoe. There we go. All right, so we got, looks like it's, SPI. Liz, it looks like it's SPI, I think. Can't tell by the block diagram. It must be. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. I wonder, do they don't make a development board of this? Let's take a look. PCM 1681. Yeah, it looks like they don't make a module, eh? Let's go to maybe let's go shopping. Yeah, it looks like they don't. I mean, we could make a module, but that would be a real pain. Um, okay, well, I'll have to think about that. I'd also look at the Zoom ST244. Check out 1200 versus Zoom ST24 for sound comparison. Okay. What's the Zoom ST244? Oh, this guy. Yeah. Okay. Um, maybe is if there's a what do you call it? A service manual might have the schematic, right? Um, Oh, here's some shots of the board. I mean, I don't know how useful that's going to be. Okay, here we breaking down CPU is the is a Panasonic microcontroller. There's the clock, which is 30 megahertz crystal oscillator. CPU runs internally at 15 megahertz, blah, 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 blah. Effects processor is a proprietary Zoom device, looks like. Here we go. Here's the DAC. DAC and ADC. We've got PCM M3001E. Okay. Let's see what this is. What are the what's the audio outputs on this thing anyway? Is it just a stereo output or is it 8 individual outputs like the SP-1200? See. Only one output. Okay. Thanks, Urban Vids. Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Here we go. PCM 3001. It's a stereo. Yeah, stereo. Got it. Yeah, we still want to try to get that 8 outputs, right? That's the issue, right? So we'll have to think about it. We'll have to do some more research. Uh, hmm, gonna have to think about this. Yeah, 28 pins. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Where's the. Yeah, look at this. Ay caramba. Which is, I mean, it's fine. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of work for not a lot of output. You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna do a device like this or like a package like this, I feel like Brian's suggestion of the PCM 1681, where we get our 8 individual outputs, makes way more sense, right? Like if we're gonna put all the effort into doing a device like this with 28 pins, right? Yeah, we need the 8 outputs. We need the 8 outputs. That's a must. That's what makes, like that's part of the appeal of the SP-1200, right? Is that you can have you can send samples through external effects, no problem, right? And that's something that we need to honor that from the original design, I think. Not I think I want that. You know what I mean? And I think most people here would agree that we need those 8 outputs, right? So I think I'm gonna order one of these and then I think you can get those 28 pin to breadboard um like little boards that you can buy, like pre-made ones for now. I'll just use that for now so I can wire it up on the breadboard and see how it goes. But this looks pretty good. It's obviously, like the sample rate and the bit depth is much higher than what we need, but I think that's okay because it might give us an opportunity to um, make it much more similar to that sort of the ISLA Instruments S2400, right? Um, doing like a variable, being able to have sort of like a variable bit rate or bit depth, sorry, and sample rate might be really cool. So when you do want to like sort of have like maybe just like a more like a not a more cleaner, but a cleaner kind of tone to it, you know. Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think I'm going to order one of these. I'm going to order one of these and test it out before uh and then, and see how it goes. Yeah. Let's see what the price is on these guys too. I mean, the price is look at the price. This is Canadian dollars too, right? This is $3.73. I mean, that's pretty cheap, which means American it would probably be, you know, significantly less. And same with probably for Brian as well, right? And he's in the UK, right? So it probably wouldn't be too bad. Oh, and see, look at this. See, the cool thing about this too, right, is that it has it's it's able to do the time division multiplexing. So we can do all of our multiplexing digitally rather than external circuits, which might be the way to go. Hmm. Okay. Like it's like, digital to audio workstations. Like that's pretty specific to what we're kind of looking at, right? In terms of the applications of the chip. So we know that it's good for our application, that's for sure. So yeah, I think I'll give this a whirl, give this a try, and then I'll report back. I'll report back. I don't know about an Arduino library for that. I hope your coding is good. Me too. Me too. I think it should be. I mean, the thing is that if we can do there is. I was looking at. Um, well, yeah, let me see if I can. Yeah, you know what? The thing is that um yeah, we kind of hemmed and hawed over that. Um and one of the things that we talked about was just sort of like, we want to make sure that it's accessible to everyone and having, parts that are kind of available at more sort of like uh electronics retailers and stuff, I think is a little bit, yeah, I don't know. It just it comes with using the original DAC just comes with like um a lot of extra circuitry, um for one thing, and then sort of availability is kind of, here and there. And I believe that the price on it wasn't the best. Um what is it? The AD 7541. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. And here it is right here. So we've got, oh, so they've got more of these all of a sudden. They've got more of these all of a sudden. They didn't have this many before. So this is, so what was the price on that? The price on it is that's buying it in bulk though, right? Oh, here's analog devices. Here you go. Here's analog devices. Oh, this is like a minimum order of 24, right? Isn't it? I believe so. Oh, actually, let me go back. Let me go back. Yeah, it must be 24 at $12 a piece, right? Um, I'll order one of these as well and give it a shot. I have been struggling with the multiplexing part of it with the ESP32, so we can definitely. Well, you know what? I'll order one of these as well. Um, because it looks like you can buy them individually. It's cheap here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. They've definitely increased their stock since last time too. Um, but yeah, we can definitely try. We can try this one as well. I mean, it is an R2. We'll give it a shot. I'll It's 26 bucks US. I mean, the other thing is too, right, is that um one thing I want to, is like if we're the only issue that I have with spending like $30 on a chip for me anyway, is like if there's somebody with less electronic skills than sort of like the more seasoned electronics people like we might be, is that they get a chip like this and they make one wrong connection and they fry it. You know what I mean? And then they're out 30 bucks and they got to buy another $30 chip. Um, that was kind of part of my reasoning, I think. I can't even remember, but I'll grab one of these too and mess around with this for sure. I mean, why not, right? And then I'll grab one of the other ones that Brian suggested as well. Whoops. Gonna grab one of those too. And yeah. So to give those two a shot, but as I said in the at the beginning of the live stream, we're gonna be focusing on the building the power supply and stuff at first. So we have a bit of time before we need to jump into um kind of like really selecting components and stuff, but it's good to get ahead of the game, right? So this is all super like I really appreciate everybody's feedback here. I think I really really appreciate it. Um, so yeah, thank you. I think trying out both of these is going to be a really going to give us a good idea of which of the route we should take, right? So I really appreciate it, guys. Other than that, yeah, we'll give these a go. Brian, I'm gonna reach out to you about the code if I get anything going with the suggestions you made for me. I'll definitely take a look at that um, this weekend. And yeah, but anyway, I'm just gonna blow myself back up here. Yeah, yeah, I think it's really awesome. Thanks for coming out, George. Appreciate it. Urban Vids, thank you for coming out. And Abnorm, Ed, Brian, the usual suspects. Thank you for coming out as always. I think we got a good place. We got a good route to go right now, right? Still getting our head around this stuff. So I appreciate that we have more voices here too to kind of steer where the project's going to go, which is really awesome. Which is really awesome. Oh yeah, thanks. I saw him a couple. I guess I saw him last summer. Saw them on tour. It was quite the show. It was quite the show. My niece and I went, and it was a good time. It was a good time. They they put on a really cool show. So It's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. So yeah, the they're kind of like I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're kind of like a jam band sort of thing. I'd say kind of thing. You know, and yeah. So there you go. But yeah, you should. I got all my posters and stuff up too. Yeah, got all kinds of. Big fan of all the musics, right? Anyway, thanks for everybody who thanks for everybody who nice. Yeah, thank you for everybody who came out. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to making progress on this project and start building it together. Yeah. Doom. My name is Dave. It's Dave. So yeah, thank you. Thank you all. And yeah, so I'll gonna order these parts and then we'll reconnect next week. And yeah, I'll go over my findings. And yeah, so look forward to the video next week. As I said, I'm just going to be kind of talking about the specs of the SP-1200, what we're going to be trying to accomplish. Yeah, and just sort of like the general kind of like tools that somebody will need to accomplish building the sampler. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, guys, take it easy. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. I'm not sure I'm going to be online this weekend for my beat making live session uh, because I'll be attending a concert this weekend, which I will talk about on Thursday's next live stream. So, yeah, Ed, safe travels if we don't hear from you again before you take off for your trip. Hope you have an excellent time. And yeah, again, thank you all for coming. All right, guys, take it easy and have a great rest of your day and weekend. Later.